Alright, my number 30 is surprisingly an animated movie that went straight to DVD. And it's DreamWorks. Yeah. Joseph, King of Dreams. Okay, I know, I'm not that big of a religious movie fan. If it's done right, I really enjoy it. And I really love Prince of Egypt by DreamWorks. It was amazing, phenomenal, one of the best DreamWorks films of all time. And so when the same creators make another religious movie with slightly worse animation because it is a straight-to-DVD film, I was interested and I borrowed it from my grandma. I believe my grandma had it and I would borrow it over and over again. And it's Joseph, King of Dreams. I really enjoyed it. Even looking back at it, I still enjoy it. It's everything you expect a religious family film, animated film to be, but it does have some darker moments. There are some nightmarish moments that are done incredibly well. It is a musical too, and so some of the music works, some of it doesn't, but there is one song that every time it comes on, every frickin' time, it just gets stuck in my head, and I love it for it. It's an of course it's an uplifting song, it's a religious song, but it is a really great emotional song, and it's when Joseph is imprisoned and he's growing the tree. If you've seen this movie, it's when he's in prison, he's in the pit, and he's growing this tree, and he's singing and trying to cheer up his spirits and stuff, and that is the best song in this film, hands down. Now number 29 is another film that Samuel Jackson was in 2000, and it is Shaft. Okay, I've never seen any of the other Shaft movies or series or whatever it originally was, but I saw this on Netflix and I saw Samuel Jackson was in it, so it had a pretty good review, and so I'm like, okay, I'll give it a try. And for the most part, it is really good. It is intense. It is definitely rated R for a reason. While it isn't as graphic or as bloody or as brutal as a rated R movie could be, it makes up for it in the amount of people that frickin' die towards the end of the movie. Samuel Jackson is really good in it. Hell, Christian Bale is in this, and he's frickin' amazing as this despicable villain, this nasty, terrible person. He is perfect for it. He is great. And I actually like him. I like his performance in Shaft better than I like his performance in American Psycho, which is really hard to say for me. It is really hard to say that, but it's true for me. Jeffrey Wright, which you might remember him as the new Felix Leiter in the new James Bond films, or you might remember him in the newer Hunger Games where he was like the nerdy character that was in the competition in the second film. He was like this Filipino gang member, and he was really cartoony in a way, but at the same time he could be very vicious and very intimidating at the same time. He's a really weird oxymoron, and it works for this film. It's as strange as that sounds. Maybe you haven't seen this and you actually want to see it, but the ending, it just plain sucks. And I can see people liking it and say, yeah, you go, girl, you do that. But at the same time, it's like it made all the action sequences mean nothing. And the action sequences are really good in Shaft. Okay, number 28 might piss some people off because many people think that this is one of the best, if not the best film of 2000. For me, I really do enjoy it. I can understand why people absolutely love this film. There's plenty of things to love about it. But for me, number 28 is American Psycho. There's too many things I can go on about this film that I like, that I dislike about this. For me, it's a mixed bag. I can understand why people absolutely love this film, and for most of those reasons, that's why I like this film and why it's at least this high on my list. But other than that, there are some moments where it's just like, or they just do it too much, and I don't know. It's just one of those films I can understand people liking, but I just don't like it as much as other people. Okay, with 27, we finally got into the 4-star movies. Yeah, everything I've said before isn't even a 4-star movie for me, but it made this top 50 because the year 2000 was a weak year. Number 27 is Small Time Crooks, a Woody Allen movie. Woody Allen is in it. It is extremely funny. It's just about these small-time crooks that are trying to break into a bank, and Woody Allen has like the brains of the operation. They know exactly what to do. They're gonna make a fake bakery shop. They're cookies. Yeah, they're gonna make this fake shop, and they're gonna bake stuff, and then underneath they're gonna dig into the bank vault, and just all these things go wrong. It's so freaking funny. They get successful in this totally crazy way that they didn't even plan on getting successful. It's quirky, it's funny, it deals with the contrast of low society and high society. There's plenty of things that work with it. There's plenty of things that are funny and entertaining throughout, but I can understand why some people might not like it towards the end of the film. And for me, it's still a 4-star movie and is my number 27. Number 26 is, I think, the most hated in this franchise, and it is Scream 3. Yeah, I can understand why there's a hate for this movie. It does feel at times where it's becoming a parody of its own franchise, but I like the elements of it's trying to be a little bit more meta, where they're making a movie of the whole incident, and now there's a killer that's trying to kill the movie actors and stuff. And there's things that still work for me, and I still enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as the first Scream or even the second Scream, but I still like it about the same as much as the fourth one. So I still really enjoy it. It's not the greatest. It is the weakest of all 4 of them, but I enjoyed it. Okay, now 25 is a film that I really liked when I first watched it. I loved this entire franchise except for one of them. And originally, before I rewatched the first one, I thought number 1 and 2 were absolutely by far my favorite 2 of the entire franchise. But now that I've rewatched the first one, I don't like it as much. It hasn't aged as well as number 2 has. And my number 25 is Final Destination. Yes, I still really enjoy it. There's still plenty of things that still make it unique to the rest of the franchise. There are some really good, interesting deaths, but it is a lot weaker than I remember, and there's things that don't work as well nowadays, but there is a nostalgia factor to it, so that's probably why I still enjoy it enough to make it my number 25. Now, I think 24 could be considered Oscar bait, and I still enjoy it, and I think it could be almost a rip-off of another film that this same director has directed. It does feel similar to Good Will Hunting, and it is Finding Forrester. Now, when you look at these 2 films together, there are some really glaring similarities, but Finding Forrester still manages to do some things that make it its own film and sets it apart from Good Will Hunting. Sean Connery's amazing in it. Our lead actor's really good in this film. And it's still a touching, interesting movie. Plus, it's about the writing process. It's about a person that wants to be a writer. It's about a reclusive author. And so, being a writer at heart and wanting to be an author myself, I have to like a lot of the elements in Finding Forrester, and so I still really enjoy it. Alright, number 23 is a really dumb, action-packed thriller that I still enjoy to this day, and that is Vertical Limit. I know, it is ridiculous, it is dumb action, it is crazy, but it is still intense, completely enjoyable, and I can still feel for some of the characters in this film. It's just one of those films that you can turn your brain off, still feel something for it, still really enjoy it, and have a good time. And Vertical Limit is my number 23. Alright, my number 22 is the last of the 4-star movies. It is Best in Show. I had never heard about this film, saw it really high on Rotten Tomatoes, went to go check it out, could not stop laughing. This is one of the funniest comedies I've seen in a while. And of all things, Best in Show is just about these people that have dogs that they bring to competitions to have this dog show. And you wouldn't think something like that could be really funny, but it is. It almost has this sort of Modern Family style to it before Modern Family was even existing. Basically, you get the lives of all these different people that have different dogs, And a lot of these people are kind of famous right now. But you get these families that they all have these dogs. They all have different methods. They all have different dogs, different breeds. And you almost get this variety comedy with it because they're all like the extreme things that could happen with these people that have dogs and go for competitions. And it's hilarious. Movies that has random comedy in it, but it still works when I watch it more than once. Like, sometimes random comedy doesn't work the second time around for me. Best in Show still works, and it's hilarious. You gotta check it out if you can. If you have HBO Go, it is available. I have noticed, and I'm gonna probably watch it again next time I go on HBO Go. It is available. It's called Best in Show. Look it up. Alright, 21 is another animated movie, and it is the first of the 4.5 stars for me. So this is finally getting to the movies that I really, really enjoy and are worthy of Best of 2000. There are some flaws to this movie, absolutely. It is Dinosaur. I saw this when I was 10. I saw it in theaters. I fell in love with it. First of all, I'm a big dinosaur fan. I really love dinosaurs. Then the animation in this film is so amazing. The CGI is probably better than some other CGI animated films to this day. It still holds up and it's amazingly beautiful. The story, while simple, makes sense to this dinosaur world. Only flaw in this movie is the script, which, rewatching it, now I feel is too kiddie and really awful from time to time. I mean, it's not all bad, but some of the script is just really awful, and it's just like, oh, but I still love it. Dinosaur is one of those movies that I can never hate ever because I just love it so much when I was a kid, and I still love it today. Call it nostalgia, but Dinosaur is my 21 of 2000.